This is a face of someone who is a bit too eager to be starting YouTube. I was going to do a big flashy intro, something along the lines of, "What's up guys?" But then I decided it would be best if I told you the story of how I came to be sitting in front of the camera in the first place. For entertainment purposes, I'll narrate the story in a vaguely humorous and nihilistic manner. Enjoy guys. I guess we can say my YouTube life began one fine but very cold day in the middle of February. I'd just got on the peasant wagon to head back home after my lovely Northern Irish uni lecturer, Noel, cancelled our seminar due to feeling unwell. But let's be honest, it's a Friday and the sun is blazing. I reckon you'd spot him down at the Beehive knocking back pints of Carlin. As the bus ground to a halt at the lights, I took solace in listening in to all the conversations of my fellow Geordies.
Yeah, you little fucking dog cunts. Who's all these people who keep...
Then, as we finally pulled away, I couldn't help but gaze out at Newcastle's most famous religious institution, the Cathedral of St James's. Tourist matters aside, I felt my eyes naturally lock on to the number plate of the car in front, KM69WLN. Everyone on the bus then proceeded to say, in perfect unison, "Nice." Just when I thought we'd hit a home run, the driver chose to act for the greater good and stopped to let a very wise looking old man on board. One last thrill before I reached my destination, the coolest bus driver in the whole of the West End, who went against convention and whipped out a finger pistol instead of the good old rave. It's guys like him that make me want to get the bus more often. I then got off the bus and said thank you to the driver in a slightly more joyful way so as to distinguish myself from the 7 people before me who'd sounded like they were teetering on the very edge of death itself. After seeing how small my head looked in my own shadow, I was glad to be quickly absorbed by an even bigger shadow so as not to have to wonder if it really was that small in real life. I was pleasantly surprised when I reached my Ford Focus.
Hocus pocus, there's pizza on your Focus.
That there was no foods of the Italian descent anywhere to be seen. I reached my next destination within a second of turning on the ignition. Despite the obvious speeding, the cops didn't mind. My recording was interrupted by the guy who parked behind me. He made a slightly above mediocre joke about us getting the last 2 spaces before walking off into the sunset. Notice how the bus sign flickers? That's not a trick of the camera, that's to help all the true Geordies who blink as fast as they talk. They say you've got to fake it to make it, so as I haven't yet got a sponsor on this channel, I decided to put my own advert into this video. As you can see, I'm actually selling that car that you saw me in before. Hopefully that was proof of concept that it actually works despite its low price of £475. It's only done 135,000 miles, so I'd say you can still make it to Asda at least a couple of times before it finally gives over. If you want to buy this absolute bargain of a vehicle, feel free to give me a message on Facebook, or alternatively, just give me a ring on 0800 007 1066. Back to the video. There's that man that made that slightly above mediocre joke before. For some reason, he decided to turn around and come the same way as me. As he passed, I gave him a little nod of the head, as it seemed a little bit strange to say hello again after only just saying goodbye a minute ago. I finally reached my street, and as I do each time I pass by here, I couldn't help but wonder how the boats of Newcastle would be perceived by people in places like Monaco and LA, where the boats tend to be able to fit at least more than one person at a time. At last, I arrived home from what felt like a truly momentous journey. I would have liked to have shown you the front of my house, but as I was getting there, I received an unexpected call from a friend Halen. He said he needed to have a rant to let off some steam, as he took a plastic cup from the canteen at work, like he does every day, but this time, the old lady who was working there said he had to pay 20 pence for it. Shocking, I know. Anyway, that's the story of how I came to be in front of the camera right now for this video. And there you have it. That is how you start a YouTube channel from scratch. My way. So yeah, like that little thing there, that was meant to be just the intro, but somehow it kind of morphed into the whole video. Basically, I've moved back to Newcastle. I've lived in like 5 different houses in Newcastle so far in the last 2 years, and I've just moved into this new house share maybe 2 and a bit weeks ago. Already, some things have happened that like shouldn't have happened. For example, on my 5th day here, I was in the shower and I was shaving, and I didn't realise, but I actually flooded the entire house. Like the water was coming out of the shower, going down the floor, into the kitchen, because it overflowed over the lip of the shower, and I didn't realise because obviously I was shaving, looking at the mirror. I wasn't looking at the floor. Like who looks at the floor in the shower? Not me. But yeah, anyway, I got a video, so I'll let that video do the talking, and you can see what happened there. Right, so 1 week into the house and things are up already. So basically, I was taking a shower and I was shaving, and I didn't realise, but the shower was actually
To
overflowing.
be fair, if that hole wasn't there under the sink, it wouldn't have been half as bad. It's just because the water just went straight through, basically. There was no protection.
Literally. So it's all just dripping out now. Into the kitchen, and the entire electric has gone off. Bit of an update. So basically, it's not so bad. The electric upstairs does work, and the problem was there was loads of hairs in the plug. It's more or less dry up here now. Downstairs lights still don't work, but they'll come back on tomorrow, supposedly. So all is good in the Big Brother house. But yeah, like the reason I want to like start making videos now is because quite a lot of stuff's happened in the past few years that has been epic or funny or like just mint, and in a way I'm a little bit sad that I haven't recorded. I can't watch that back. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I write things down in like a journal, but it's not really the same. So this year I've got a lot planned. I want to travel. I want to go to India and do a little road trip through Europe. Next month I'm going to my dad's house in Spain because my brother's getting married, and the whole family's getting a villa there. Not just our family, but like 5 other families in this one big house with a pool and everything. And like, why not record that? Like, that'll actually be amazing. So may as well start now, record little things. Who knows what? Who knows where? Now, I'm not gonna lie, talking to the camera doesn't come natural. Like right now, I've got no idea what to say, so I'm just saying things. I feel like that's the same for everyone though when they first start. Like, how many people try and start? Like, I've tried to start loads of times, but you just think, you don't know what to say. Hopefully that won't be an issue for too much longer. I shall try and keep that under wraps. Anyway, as if you don't know by now, if you want to watch me in the future, just subscribe. I'm not even going to say that, like, you know you can subscribe, you know you can like, you know you can comment. Let us know what you think if you want. But yeah, adios.